What's up guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Zhiyun Crane 4. Now for full transparency, Zhiyun is sponsoring this video. However, all of the opinions are my own, and I'm also going to tell you things I didn't like about this gimbal. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and begin. Now I really like what Zhiyun has done with the Crane 4 because they've shrunken this down quite a bit. This is kind of giving me like Weeble 3 vibes, but the motor strength on this guy is so incredible. And that's kind of the Zhiyun thing. They always want to give you way more, but in a smaller package. And just for reference, this is a red Komodo X. Now, despite it being a smaller camera, it's pretty heavy because this actually weighs more than a Canon C70. And you add a PL mount with a variable ND filter, which is actually gonna add a lot more weight. Couple that with a cinema lens and a wireless transmitter with a follow focus system, V-mount battery located towards the back. This system is very heavy. And I can tell you the RS3 will probably not be able to handle this with ease. We even tested it with a 70-200 with a mirrorless camera like the FX3, and once again, no problems at all. Now, as I mentioned, the Crane 4 reminds me a lot of the Weeble 3, and it takes a lot of those design cues and implements them into this gimbal, which, by the way, I really like. For example, the wrist rest is actually one of my favorite ones because it just adds that additional point right here on your wrist, and it makes it a little bit more comfortable to hold. Not to mention this side handle over here. I can reposition this depending on the angle that I want. I can go back here. I can actually make this a little bit smaller. And if I want to go into a briefcase mode, like it just makes it so much more comfortable to hold. Now, another thing that they've taken from the Weeble 3, which I've yet to see another company do, is have a fill light. I like that because it does help in situations where you need that extra light, perfect for run and gun or wedding filmmakers. And I'll demonstrate how that works. You just hold this down, and as you can see, the light will turn on and it gets pretty bright. This is at 10%. Let me go ahead and show you guys what that looks like at 100%. So that's 100% right there. It's also bicolor. So I'll show you guys if I warm this up to 2700 Kelvin, that nice tungsten light, or I can go back to 5500 Kelvin and get that really cool soft light that you get with this little fill light. And when we did our testing, you can see here, this is with it off, and then this is with it on. So it does help quite a bit. Now, speaking of LED lights, something new with the Crane 4 that I wish that more gimbals had is letting me know if I didn't properly calibrate this, but let me explain. So every motor has an LED indicator light. So for example, here on my tilt axis, there's an LED indicator light. On my roll axis, you can see the LED indicator light located towards the back, and then there's one on each side over here on the pan. Now, for example, let's just say on my tilt axis, if for whatever reason it's not behaving properly or I didn't properly balance it, it will start to flash red, letting me know like, hey, I didn't like that. Obviously it's like fighting me right here, but you can see here, it's gonna start turning red. I really like that because again, if I didn't properly balance this, it's visually telling me, hey, Armando, like you need to fix this side because this is not properly balanced. Now, one of the things about the Crane 4 that I've noticed is that they've simplified their menu system. In fact, if you're just getting into using a gimbal or you've never used one before, I think this is really great for beginners. You have your settings menu where here you can assign and program each button to do specific things. In fact, when you use the Bluetooth functionality, and this all depends on what camera that you own, you really start to unlock the gimbal capabilities. For example, and these are things that some gimbals already have, like being able to hit record, being able to use this scroll wheel to adjust the ISO on your camera, being able to use the scroll wheel to adjust the aperture, or for example, like right now, I have this set up to use a follow focus motor. So when I use the scroll wheel, I can control the follow focus wheel. I can set A and B points. Little things like that really unlock the features of both the gimbal and camera being used together in conjunction. But also, for example, all the different modes. I mean, these are modes that you see on most gimbals. You have POV, follow, lock mode. You have portrait mode, which is actually one of my favorites. A lot of times we're shooting vertical content. You can switch this over. Now you're being able to shoot in portrait mode. So really the simplicity of their menu system is something that I really appreciate. So now that I've given you a quick overview of the Crane 4 and its new features, let's talk about the footage. I think that's the most important thing. So I reached out to my buddy Sam, who's a gimbal operator, to help me do some tests because I really value his opinion since he gimbal operates all the time. And one of the things I remember him telling me is how smooth smooth the footage is. And I always get people telling me, especially you guys, Armando, you shot that at 60 frames per second. It's gonna look good anyway. Well, everything that we shot here is 24 frames per second. And we did a bunch of different tests, going upstairs, downstairs. We were running, which by the way, check out this running shot and how bad the rolling shutter is on the A7R5. But beside the point, we did so many tests at 24 frames per second. And as you can see here, it is so smooth. Now, I think this is one of the things where Zhiyun has always been known for, is giving you so much value for your money in the sense of like motor strength. I remember with the Crane 3S, we put the C500 Mark II and we really pushed its limits. I don't think anybody had really done that at that time, putting so much weight. I think the whole setup was like 14.5 pounds because, as you know, I always want to stress test and see what the breaking point is. And I think even with this gimbal, doing all these different tests that we did, I think we found an area that it just didn't work properly. For example, we tried to use this on a car mount, and for whatever reason, when we inverted the gimbal and tried to use the car mount, it didn't work. It started to shake. So I do want to disclose though, this is a pre-production model with pre-production software. So can Zhiyun send out a firmware update to fix this? Possibly. However, using this on a car gimbal just did not work for us. Now, aside from the car mount situation, there wasn't really something negative about the gimbal. I think the biggest concern I have now in the marketplace of 2023 is really the third-party support. So for example, there's really no other mounts or accessories that you can use aside from the Zhiyun accessories that they offer. And even some of those are questionable. For example, this wireless transmitter, like it's great, you can get a video feed, but I wasn't able to control the gimbal and see a video feed at the same time. Again, these are things that they can fix with a firmware update, but as of right now, you need two different devices. Also with the car mount thing, like the other gimbal companies have accessories that work with those car mount systems where this is kind of non-existent. I really feel that this gimbal shines for the solo operator or the person who's shooting a wedding or an event who's really going to take advantage of those niche features that this gimbal offers. Aside from that, I think that, again, the playing field has expanded so much, and that's great for us consumers because we have now more options that we can select. And this is just another one of those options that is available to us. So if you fall in that realm, I think this is a really good gimbal. With that being said, this is another great addition to Zhiyun's gimbal line. My name is Armando. Thanks again for watching, and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.